guys, and welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna jump right in. I'm sorry I have been MIA, but using my Nyx K matte palette, we're going to use that tan shade under my freshly done brows. I'll leave the description for those in the description box, and we're just gonna use that as a transition color, going back and forth using windshield wiper motions. And I'm going to be using my Morphe palette today, and I think this is the 35 OM, and you'll see it shortly. And we're going to take this corally shade and we're going to put it right up under that tan shade. So today is going to be a lot of blending because we want our transition area to be very faded. And I've learned so much since I've been going away from YouTube, so I'm so happy to be able to share with you guys now that I am in a better creative space. And so we're just going to keep blending. As you guys can see, I'm still singing, I'm still happy, still having fun. So we're going to take that dark, that is like maybe a dark cocoa, but it has like reddish burgundy undertones, and we're just going to blend that out right along my crease. And you're going to see me go in with a different brush for the blending part. And so we're just going to blend that right up under, kind of giving our eyes that cut effect that we needed. So going back in that crease, I'm going to take that red shade out of my same Morphe 35 OM palette, and we're just going to blend that in, just giving it a smoked out effect. So taking this coral color from my Nyx K palette, we're going to add that back in our transition area for warmth. And then the next thing we're going to do is cut our crease using the ABH Cream Contour Kit, and that is in the shade Nude. And here I slowed it down a little bit for you guys, and I'm just using small back and forth motions to cut my crease and kind of get the precise look that I want. I do want my eyes to look very sultry today, so I'm going to kind of take it up a little higher so it appears that my transition area sits over my cut crease slightly. And you guys will see what I mean when I start adding my shades. And I'm just going to pull that back and forth, and just creating a real flat, clean canvas for my cut crease. And this is the face you make when you slay both sides of your cut crease, because getting them to match is hard. So now we're going to take the 35B palette from Morphe as well, and I'm going to use my finger to add this yellow color because yellow is such a hard pigment to pick up, and even using white, it makes it ashy. So then I'm going to take my small e.l.f., I think that is my smudger brush, and then I'm just going to make the line closer to where I cut my crease at. So now we're going in with this corally red kind of orangey color. It's really not red or orange, and then we're going to add that on the outside, and then we're just going to take my orange and add it to my inner corner. And don't worry about losing shades here because we are going to recut our crease later on with the glitter liner that we have. And after we're done blending that orange in, we're going to take my Mario Badescu Rose Water and lightly spread on our face, and we're going to rub that in. So then we're going to take the Kat Von D Lock It Foundation in Neutral 78, and we're just going to clean up any drag out that we have from blending, and we're going to take that Real Techniques detailer brush and drag it upward. Just back and forth motions just to get that clean line that we want where our eyeshadow ends. And then I'm just going to take my finger and blend it out as much as I can before applying any foundation. So now taking that same Kat Von D foundation, I'm going to take my beauty sponge and blend this all over my face. I am in love with this foundation. I am so ready to try the concealer and some of the other products she has. You only need a little bit, and I only used about 1.5 pumps, but it dries down matte and it's very full coverage, and I really, really love this foundation. Like, if you don't already have it, go get it. I know I'm late, but oh well. So now we're going to take the Nars concealer in the color Caramel, and we're just going to lay this on the inner corner of my under eye, and this is just going to be used as a brightener and a base for my LA Pro Girl concealer. So I'm using that same detailer brush that we cut our crease with earlier. And now taking Fawn, we're going to lay that on the outer side and closer into the center of our highlighted area, and we're just going to drag that all over our face as needed. And I'm going to do the other side the same way. So now you guys are going to see me get really close to my waterline with this concealer, and that just helps me get rid of any like baggage that I have underneath there, simply because I don't color correct when I use my Kat Von D foundation. There's no need to. So I'm just going to take that same concealer and highlight all the other places on my face that I like to highlight, and taking that same sponge, I'm just going to blend this all the way out. And so this will take up a little bit of time because blending is so important, and you don't want people to know where your highlight stops and where it ends. It's really just an enhancement of the face. And I know some people highlight heavily and they want that bright under eye, I just go for the most natural, most subtle look. But at the same time, I do use a lot of highlight, so I know that's kind of hard to believe. So I didn't edit out these next clips because I wanted you guys to see how I actually blend out my highlight. I call it the tap and drag method. I drag it out so we keep the same placement of highlight and we don't over blend it into other areas, but I do tap the highlight into my skin just so it blends out really flawless. So now taking Karab out of my ABH Cream Contour Kit, I'm just going to start contouring along my foreheads and down under my cheekbones just to carve our face out a little bit. I do have a very round face, so this is very important to me. So I am going to use that same detailer brush with that shade in order to get my contour very precise. So now we're going to take the e.l.f. contour brush and just blend it down and get the shape that we want. And then I'm going to go in with my beauty sponge and blend that contour out as much as possible. So now going in with my Airspun translucent powder, I'm going to use that beauty sponge to bake all of my highlighted areas, and I am even going to go a step further and to carve out my contour underneath my cheekbones and add a little bit to my forehead. I won't bake for long, but I do like to do this in order to keep my face snatched. So then you guys are going to see me take another detailer brush and I'm going to start highlighting my nose. I prefer to do this afterward now because it keeps your line on your nose a little bit more precise and you know where not to overstep your boundaries with blending. So I'm just going to use my fingers to blend it out as much as possible. Take that detailer brush and dip it in that Airspun powder, and we're going to make a very, very precise line down the middle of my nose where that highlighted area is, just so we keep it snatched. And then we're going to dust this off with a heavy blending brush. I'm not sure where this brush actually came from, but it's one of my favorite ones, so we're just gonna dust away all that white powder. So now taking my Black Radiance Soft Focus Finishing Powder, I'm gonna take that small fluffy brush and I'm just going to pat that in my skin, and it's like a creamy beige color. I didn't show it on camera because it was broken at the time and I do need to get a new one. So you guys will see me just blend that all over my highlight areas just to put some color back in my face and to eliminate any of that white cast that we may still. So now taking the e.l.f. blush palette in dark, I'm taking my Real Techniques blending brush and I'm just going to dip it in that darkest shade and use this as a bronzer and as well as a base for my contour. It gives my skin that warmth it needs, and I just carve out my face starting with that. So then I'm going to go into my RK by Kiss mineral powder in Ebony, and I'm going to finish carving out the rest of my face and setting that cream contour that we used earlier, and it blends out flawlessly. I'll probably never stop using this powder simply because it just gives me such a flawless color. And now you guys are going to see me continue to contour and just blend that out as much as possible and just getting ready to finish my face. And so now I'm going to take that same e.l.f. quad and I'm just going to add some blush to my cheeks. I do like to be warm, but I want my eyeshadow to be the warmest, so I am being very subtle with my colors that are actually on my skin. Now adding some NYX matte liner, and I should have zoomed in for this part, but I will do a tutorial on how I make my wings perfect. And then I'm going to take this glitter liner. I'm really not sure where I got it from. I think out of maybe one of my makeup train kits, like one of my first ones. I'm just going to cut that crease out that we started earlier. And this one is more of like an iridescent kind of glitter, so I did end up switching to my NYX glitter liner to carve it out a little more, and I didn't do that on camera. So now you guys are going to see me take my Carly by Belle palette and I'm going to start to highlight. This is my favorite from BH Cosmetics. Like, I know y'all see this glow on my skin and I enjoy it so much, and I'm just using a rounded eyeshadow brush to highlight my face because I did want it to be very precise, and that glow is just amazing. Like, you guys can see that I really went in and used this palette. Like, I don't tell you guys anything that I wouldn't use on a regular basis. At after we have blended out that highlight, this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this warm fall look with me. If you liked it, loved it, or even want to just give me some feedback, there is a subscribe button below as well as a comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.